In 1509, a Dutch scholar sat down in the home of his friend Thomas More and wrote a book so dangerous, so subversive, that a pope would eventually ban it. The book wasn't a political manifesto, it wasn't a call to revolution, it was a comedy. His name was Desiderius Erasmus, and his little book, In Praise of Folly, would become one of the most widely read works of the Renaissance. Erasmus wrote it as a Christian satire that pokes fun at everyone, but especially at those who take life far too seriously. And the genius of the book, he doesn't deliver these lessons himself. Oh no, he lets folly, foolishness personified as a goddess, take the stage and deliver a speech to all of humanity. As Erasmus writes in the opening, "Folly speaks. I am what I am, and I ask that you take me as you see me, the truest goddess of all, the one who gives life its flavor." Now, what's remarkable is that these lessons written over 500 years ago are still startlingly relevant today. Let me show you 3 of the most powerful ones. The first lesson, and perhaps the most beautiful. Folly declares that of all humans, she loves the children the most. Why? Because children take nothing seriously. And because of that, the weight of this world does not stick to them. Think about that for a moment. Erasmus, through folly, observes that most people are naturally drawn to children. We want to be around them, we want to play with them, and the reason is simple. Their joy is infectious. As Folly puts it in the text, what is it that makes children so pleasing, so kissable, so huggable? It is the charm of folly, and nature, that wise provider, has seen to it. Now, there's a reason every wisdom tradition circles back to this idea. Jesus said, "Unless you become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven." The Taoists also spoke of returning to the uncarved block. Erasmus saw the same truth. The more we accumulate knowledge, status, worry, the further we drift from the simple, unburdened joy that was our birthright. Listen to, and this one cuts. Folly has absolutely no patience, none, for philosophers and priests who walk around with stern faces, layering themselves in robes of false gravity, pretending to be something they are not. She calls them out directly. They are like actors in a play. Take away their masks and costumes, and the whole performance collapses. According to Folly, all of these trappings, the titles, the posturing, the carefully curated image of seriousness, they don't protect you. They imprison you. They contribute to personal suffering, and in the long run, they take humans far, far away from joy. Now, Erasmus was writing this in 1509, but does this not sound like it was written yesterday? In an age of personal branding, curated social media personas, and performative seriousness, Folly's message is almost painfully on point. Be what you are. The suffering doesn't come from who you are. It comes from the gap between who you are and who you're pretending to be. Lesson 3, and in many ways the most profound. Folly turns her gaze on something that haunts the modern world, perhaps more than it ever haunted the Renaissance. She speaks about self-confidence, or rather, the devastating lack of it. Now, Folly believes that at the center of many words, of much philosophy, of the endless human quest for capital T truth, there lies not wisdom, but anxiety. The happiest people are those who have the least acquaintance with learning and follow simple nature as their guide. She argues that people's obsessive desire to find the truth in everything, to deconstruct every experience, to interrogate every emotion, to demand that life makes sense, points to a deep, unspoken anxiety about being alive and a fundamental lack of direction. And the fools, they don't carry this burden. Not because they're stupid, but because they love themselves fully. They are not in war with themselves. They are not trying to become something they are not. They are not searching for some external validation that they are enough. They already know. Erasmus, through Folly, is making an argument that modern psychology would take another 4.5 centuries to articulate. Self-compassion researcher Dr. Kristin Neff at the University of Texas has found that people who practice self-acceptance, who are, in Folly's terms, foolish enough to love themselves without condition, demonstrate lower anxiety, greater resilience, and significantly higher life satisfaction. The fools got there first. Now, when In Praise of Folly was published, it became a sensation. It sold enormous numbers of copies. It was translated into language after language. It became one of the best-selling books of the entire 16th century, which, for a satirical work by a theologian, was almost unheard of. And its success was so overwhelming that Erasmus himself was taken aback. In fact, he partly regretted publishing it. The book made him famous, but it also made him a target. He had mocked the theologians, he had lampooned the clergy, he had, through the mask of folly, told truths that powerful people did not want to hear. Pope Leo X reportedly found the book amusing. He laughed, he got the joke. His successor did not. The book was banned for many years, placed on the index of forbidden books, deemed too dangerous for ordinary readers. A book written by a fool about foolishness was considered a threat to the established order. And isn't that the ultimate proof that Erasmus was right? That the most dangerous thing you can do in a world obsessed with seriousness is to laugh. To love yourself without apology, to forgive without keeping score, to dance without asking permission, to be exactly what you are, to be a fool. If this video resonated with you, consider subscribing and sharing it with someone who might need Folly's wisdom today. And let me know in the comments which of these 3 lessons hit you the hardest. Until next time, stay foolish.